So this one's actually kind of easy. To send everyone to college regardless of income, it's estimated to cost about $75 billion a year. If you take out the kids from the families making over 125K a year, it saves about $8.6 billion, but that seems like a lot of paperwork and we're going for efficiency here. We also have about $1.3 trillion in student loan debt across the country, which is extremely oppressive. Some of my loans personally have interest rates over 8%, and I'm one of the lucky ones. There are people out there struggling with interest rates over 10% for these loans. So currently there are 989 billionaires in the United States, and the top 10 in the US saw their wealth increase by over $698 billion just in 2025. They pay about 3.4% of their income in taxes, while the regular people out here are paying about 13%. The big, beautiful budget bill from last summer slashed taxes for the top 0.1%, which decreased their taxes by about $311,000 each. That seems like a drop in the bucket we could use elsewhere. I was reading this report by Oxfam that noted just a small tax increase on the ultra wealthy, meaning an additional 1% on fortunes over 10 million, an additional 3% on fortunes over 100 million, and an additional 5% on fortunes over 100 billion would net us about $414 billion a year. Meaning that we could pay for everybody to go to school and still have $339 billion left over, and we could pay off everybody's student loans in 3.8 years. And then we have an additional $339 billion that we can inject into other social services, like increasing teacher salaries and funding our crumbling education system. Some researchers think that funding universal pre-K for 3 and 4-year-olds would cost about $41 billion a year, which would be very doable if we would just tax people like we're supposed to. Not only would that benefit the children because those that attend pre-K programs outperform their peers, but it would also allow more moms to re-enter the workforce faster if that's what they wanted to do. And when more people are in the workforce, there are less people on social services and there are more people paying taxes. So if you've made it this far, I'm probably preaching to the choir, but I would like to point out you don't need college. There's absolutely nothing that I do at my job that I use any of my education for, but my employer still requires it. There are many industries out there that would benefit from like an apprentice program or a work study track, which this should also pay for. There are plenty of pathways out there right now that don't require a 4-year degree. And if you don't want to go that route, you don't have to. However, having others go that route benefits you. Less barriers to education mean more people that want to be educated can be, which means we can increase the number of nurses we have, the number of teachers, the number of plumbers, the number of pipe fitters, and other professionals that we have shortages of. We have enough people that we could train them to do everything that needs to be done, but the most valuable jobs in our society often pay the least, so nobody wants to go that route. Nobody wants to take out $70,000 in student loans for a job that pays $50K. That's where we're at right now for teachers, social workers, CNAs, the real backbones of this country. You also benefit from a smarter electorate because they're less likely to fall for fascist propaganda. That's why they get killed off first. We need caring people in politics that actually want to work on these issues. And I say this all the time, but voting really does matter. If it didn't matter, they wouldn't make it so hard. If voting didn't matter, they would make it easier and not harder. It's the best and easiest way for normal people like you and me to get involved.